Hello to all the future makers. This is Vinya Vaitla. I am a master's graduate in molecular microbiology from the University of Hyderabad with 5 years of research experience from the Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology. Here I stand today to interact with you all young minds to create at least a minute difference in how you view a tough concept and simplify it to you so that it would no longer be a nightmare to you all. And the motivation for me to stand here, I would give 3 points. Point number one, I am a mom of a very naughty toddler. Teaching him anything gave me immense satisfaction. This satisfaction made me to explore my potential in the teaching arena. Point number two, science is my favorite subject, and my science teacher remains still my favorite. She is the one who made a difference in my interest in science and greatly impacted in my success. I believe that teacher plays a major role in creating interest in any subject so that the student can excel in his or her career. I would like to play such a role in at least one student's life. And point number three, teaching is such a profession which is carried by the student forever and it lasts with him forever. This made me to select teaching as a profession to restart my career. And now coming to the discussion which I would put forward is about the structure of human heart and overview which is taken from the class 10 chapter 6. Now let's get into the topic. I would start with the components of the circulatory system. Now, heart, as I told you, I would talk to you about structure of the heart. It is the major part of the circulatory system, which is the transport system which carries all the required minerals, vitamins, and gases throughout the body and disposes of the metabolic waste. Now, circulatory system or the cardiovascular system has three components: heart, blood, and the blood vessels. Right. Now let's compare this system to a petrol pump. Petrol pump pumps out petrol to the car through this hose so that the car can function properly. Similarly, heart, which is like the petrol pump, gives out petrol through this vasculature or nothing but the blood vessels to all the organs in the body so that we can function properly. Now, coming to the structure or the introduction of the heart. Heart is the major or the central organ of the entire body or throughout the organ system. Now, this is the hardest working part of the body. It pumps about 1.5 to 2 gallons of blood per minute through a network of blood vessels, which are called as arteries and veins. In general, arteries all carry the pure oxygenated blood from the heart and supplies it to the body parts, and in general all the veins collect the deoxygenated blood and pour into the heart for the further purification. Now let's go to the structure. It is of a roughly conical shape and it is present in between the left and the right lung towards the left side of the thoracic cavity. It is of the size of the clenched fist. It is just present behind the sternum, which is the breastbone, and is surrounded by the rib cage for protection. Now, externally it is just that's it. And if you want to go into the internal structure, it is complicated. Now let me simplify it to you by comparing heart to a house. This is your heart house. It has four chambers or rooms which are separated by walls just like doors, and this heart house has an excellent plumbing system with arteries and veins, and it is protected by myocardium, which are nothing but the walls that protect a house. And there is a pericardium or the siding of this heart house, which is a sac like structure which protects the heart from any rupture which is coming from the rib cage. Now let's go and look into the rooms or the chambers. On the top floor, we have right and left atrium. On the ground floor, we have right and left ventricles. Right. Now, on the right side of the heart, we have all the deoxygenated blood collected by these vena cava, which is poured into this side of the heart, and now all such deoxygenated blood enters the pulmonary artery and goes to lungs for further purification. Now, on the left side, we have all the oxygenated blood. This is all collected from the lungs through pulmonary vein, and such pure blood enters aorta and it is supplied to all the body parts. Now let's go and look about the doors. We have doors with cusps or flaps which open and close so that there would not be any backward flow of the blood. This is the major function of the valve. Now we have tricuspid valve present in between the right atrium and the right ventricle. Mitral valve or with two cusps, a bicuspid valve present in between the left atrium and left ventricle. There is a pulmonary valve and aortic valve at the entrances of pulmonary artery and aorta respectively. Now that we have the structure of the heart, now let's go and look into this amazing circuit which is keeping us alive. That is the circulation of the blood. How does it go on? Now, let's see. When there's a contraction occurring, the left ventricle pumps out pure oxygenated blood into the aorta, which gives this blood to all the body parts where it is getting or where it is losing oxygen and all the nutrients. Such blood is depicted in blue. This blood is collected by all the vena cava and entering into the right atrium, from there to right ventricle, and from the ventricle all this blood, which is oxygen poor, enters into the pulmonary artery and enters the lungs where there is purification occurring, and this pure blood now enters into the pulmonary vein, from which it enters the heart onto the left atrium, and from there to left ventricle, and again into the body parts through aorta. That means the blood is traveling twice, once from heart to the body parts and once more from heart to the lungs. So we in human beings show double circulation. Now, friends, as I said, heart is the hardest working part of the body. Let's make it stronger by laughing harder, which will increase the blood volume to the heart so that the heart becomes strong and we can live longer. Thank you.